Every 11 seconds, someone falls victim to a phishing attack. And here's what's scary. It's probably not who you think. It's not just your grandparents or the tech-challenged colleague at work. In fact, a recent study showed that tech professionals are increasingly becoming victims of today's sophisticated phishing tactics. Welcome back, Digital Sentinels. I'm diving into something critical today: how modern phishing attacks have evolved into nearly perfect deceptions, and exactly what you need to know to protect yourself in today's increasingly sophisticated threat landscape. The days of obvious Nigerian prince emails are long gone. Today's attacks use advanced AI, deep personalization, and psychological triggers that bypass even trained defenses. But don't worry, I've developed a bulletproof system to keep you safe. If staying protected online matters to you, hit subscribe and that notification bell. Our Digital Sentinels community gets crucial security alerts before they hit mainstream news. Knowledge that could save your accounts, your money, and your digital identity. Phishing in this new era is almost unrecognizable from just a few years ago. Let me break down what's changed. First, we're seeing precision targeting. Attackers now research specific individuals before crafting their approach. They know where you bank, where you work, and often your recent purchases or travel plans, all through data harvested from breaches in social media. Second, the technology has leaped forward. AI writing assistants now craft messages that perfectly match the tone and formatting of legitimate companies. Some attacks even clone entire banking websites in real time, creating perfect duplicates that update alongside the real sites. Third, there's multi-channel coordination. A modern attack might start with an email, followed by a text confirmation, and even a spoofed phone call from your bank's security team, all working together to seem legitimate. I recently interviewed Maria Vargas, head of security at CyberShield, who told me, what's frightening isn't just how good these fakes are, it's how they're now available to anyone. Premium phishing kits sell on the dark web for less than $200, allowing even non-technical criminals to launch sophisticated campaigns. Before we get to the warning signs, you need to understand why smart people fall for phishing. These attacks are crafted to trigger emotional responses that override logical thinking. The primary trigger is urgency. When your brain perceives a time-sensitive threat, like unusual activity detected or account locked, your amygdala activates. That's your brain's alarm system. This creates a stress response that makes careful analysis much harder. Next is authority pressure. We're conditioned from childhood to respond to authority figures. When a message appears to come from your bank, your boss, or a government agency, your brain's natural compliance mechanisms activate. Then there's curiosity exploitation. Messages about unexpected packages, account changes you didn't make, or suspicious logins create an information gap your brain desperately wants to fill. Understanding these triggers gives you power. When you feel that rush of urgency or worry, take a deep breath. That emotional response is exactly what phishers want. And your best defense is to recognize it happening. Now let's get practical with the 5 warning signs of modern phishing. These work even against the most sophisticated attacks. The first red flag is contextual inconsistency, when something just doesn't fit your normal experience with a company. For example, did your bank suddenly change how they address you? Banks that normally use your full name switching to "Dear Customer" is suspicious. Similarly, companies that typically send plain text emails suddenly sending HTML-heavy messages with multiple buttons should raise questions. Watch for unusual request channels too. If your credit card company normally communicates through their secure app, but suddenly sends a standard email asking for account verification, that's a mismatch. Timing can also reveal fakes. Did you just make a large purchase and immediately receive an unusual activity alert? Legitimate security systems typically have slight delays while phishers monitor purchases and strike immediately while your guard is down. The key question to ask, is this how this company normally communicates with me? Your intuitive sense of something being off is often your brain detecting subtle inconsistencies before your conscious mind can identify them. The second red flag is excessive pressure tactics. anything designed to rush you past careful thinking. Legitimate companies understand that pressuring customers creates bad experiences. They typically provide reasonable timeframes for action and multiple contact options. Their communications focus on informing you, not panicking you. Watch for phrases like, "Your account will be permanently terminated." "Immediate verification required." "You have 24 hours to respond." "Security breach requires urgent attention." The more extreme the consequences and the shorter the time frame, the more suspicious you should be. Here's a real example I received last month. An email claiming to be from Netflix stating, "Your account has been locked due to failed payment. Verify payment within 2 hours to avoid permanent account deletion and potential collections action." The extreme consequences and tight deadline are classic pressure tactics. Remember, real companies want to keep you as a customer. They don't threaten immediate, severe consequences for simple verification issues. When you feel pressured, that's your cue to step back and verify through official channels. The third red flag involves the verification pathway, how you're asked to confirm or fix the supposed problem. Legitimate companies have invested millions in secure verification systems within their apps and websites. They rarely ask you to verify information through email links or attachments. Be especially wary of PDF attachments requiring you to enable content, links to websites with URLs different from the official domain, forms embedded directly in emails, requests to reply with sensitive information. Here's how to check links safely. On computer, hover over, don't click any button or link to see where it actually leads. On phones, press and hold until a preview appears. Verify it matches the company's main domain exactly, not subdomains like securepaypal.verificationcenter.com. A better approach? Ignore the link entirely. Open your browser and manually go to the company's official website or use their official app. If there's really an account issue, it will appear in your secure message center after you log in normally. This simple habit, never clicking email links for sensitive services, eliminates a huge percentage of phishing risk instantly. The fourth red flag is inappropriate data request depth, being asked for information the sender should already have or shouldn't need. Think about your relationship with the supposed sender. Your bank already knows your account number. They don't need you to provide it for verification. Similarly, no legitimate company needs your full password. They verify you through secure login systems, one-time codes, or knowledge-based questions. Be particularly suspicious of requests for full account passwords. Instead of secure logins, complete credit card numbers with CVV, social security numbers, one-time authentication codes, answers to multiple security questions. Real companies use graduated security. They might ask for the last 4 digits of your card as one verification factor, but never the complete credential set that would give someone full account access. A helpful rule: if the requested information would allow someone to log into your account or make charges without additional verification, it's almost certainly a phishing attempt. The fifth red flag involves visual and technical inconsistencies, small details that reveal even sophisticated fakes. Modern phishing has become incredibly polished, but there are still telltale signs. Slightly blurry logos or images, mismatched fonts within the same message, inconsistent formatting or alignment, unusual sender email domains, SSL certificate warnings when clicking links. Let me show you a subtle example. This Barclays email looks almost perfect, but look closely at the footer. The copyright date is wrong, and the font in the disclaimer doesn't match their brand standards. These tiny inconsistencies appear because phishers cobble together elements from different sources. Another powerful check: examine the sender's actual email address, not just the display name. Financial institutions send from their primary domain. An email from Barclays Secure at accountverify.com instead of just barclays.com or barclays.co.uk is almost certainly fake, regardless of how perfect the content appears. These small details might seem minor, but they're powerful indicators that something isn't right, even when everything else looks convincing. Now, let's build your complete phishing defense system, a three-layer approach that works against even the most sophisticated attacks. Layer 1 is preventive defense. Use a password manager to generate and store unique passwords for every site. Enable two-factor authentication on all financial accounts and email. Consider a security-focused DNS service that blocks known phishing domains. Adjust spam filters to their highest settings. Keep all devices updated with the latest security patches. Layer 2 is behavioral protection. Never click links in unexpected messages. Manually navigate to websites instead. Create a personal verification process. Call the company's official numbers or log in through their app. Develop a security pause habit when feeling rushed or worried about an alert. Be especially vigilant during predictable attack periods like tax season and holidays. Minimize personal information sharing on social media. Layer 3 is damage control preparation. Know how to quickly freeze your credit at all 3 bureaus. Set up transaction alerts for all financial accounts. Regularly monitor account activity for anything unusual. Back up important data consistently. Have a personal response plan ready if you suspect you've been compromised. This multi-layered approach provides resilient protection even as phishing tactics continue to evolve. If you suspect you've fallen for a phishing attempt, quick action can minimize damage. Here's your immediate response plan. First, contain the breach. Change passwords immediately for the affected account and any accounts sharing similar passwords. Enable two-factor authentication anywhere it's not already active. On the compromised device, run a full security scan for malware. Second, report and monitor. Contact your financial institutions to report potential compromise. Place a fraud alert on your credit reports. Monitor all accounts closely for unusual activity. Report the phishing attempt to the company being impersonated. Submit details to the Anti-Phishing Working Group at reportphishing@apwg.org. The speed of your response matters tremendously. In many cases, acting within hours rather than days can prevent most financial damage and account compromise. Remember, getting phished doesn't mean you were careless. Today's attacks are sophisticated enough to catch even security professionals occasionally. What matters most is how quickly you recognize and respond to the situation. Staying ahead of phishing isn't just about technology. It's about understanding human psychology and developing security habits that work even when you're busy, stressed, or distracted. Remember these critical red flags. 1. Contextual inconsistencies. 2. Excessive pressure tactics. 3. Suspicious verification pathways. 4. Inappropriate data requests. 5. Visual and technical discrepancies. For more detailed protection strategies, including our printable security checklist, visit the Dark Data Files website linked in the description. Fellow digital sentinels, I'd love to hear your experiences. Have you encountered sophisticated phishing attempts recently? What protection methods work best for you? Drop a comment below with phishing protected when you've implemented these safeguards. If you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs this information. In an age of increasingly perfect deception, our best defense is a community that stays informed and vigilant. Until next time, stay safe in the digital wilderness. This is Dark Data Files, where we decode the digital underworld.